Hey guys, Kevin Cage back with another XRP cryptocurrency update. Welcome to the channel. Like and subscribe if you're serious about the digital asset space, and let's get right into it today. So to kick things off, we have XRP people sharing this here. So 1 out of 4, so we can see this. A listing and description of various jobs available in blockchain specifically right now in the UK. June, July could be a tad optimistic. Read carefully. So as we can see here, these videos, let's just pause and kind of go through these briefly. And I just want to show you guys the demand for blockchain, the integrations with banks, with programming and developments in terms of, running nodes, validators, stacks, and just true interoperability. I mean, right here, for example, it says RippleNet before, even being listed, it's listed before JPM Coin, Quorum, and similar cryptocurrency blockchain settlement solutions. Okay. So right here, we have a cryptocurrency blockchain technical advisor. We see the rate per day, which is pretty high. We can see their consulting, leading greenfield digital bank, brand new requirement, urgent need, experience in crypto coin token settlements. Notice that it says RippleNet, XRapid, XRP, Xcurrent, or similar leading blockchain technology. Keep in mind, Xcurrent is part of RippleNet software, and it does compete with the current Swift GPI, which we will talk about in a second in this video, but be sure to stick around. All right, so we can see this. Let's go to the next one to keep moving. I want to respect your guys' time. So this is a permanent position here in Manchester. And we can see now this is card issuing sales manager, blockchain financial technology. All right, so looking for that B2B banking salesperson, card issuing, financial services. All right, blockchain asset enabled for, launch across Europe. All right, and just kind of speeding through this, guys. Right here, iOS, developer, Node, and Swift, full stack. Right here, salary, we can see our client is a blockchain digital asset alternative mobile bank about to launch in July after 18 months. So the next few quarters, guys, I mean, as predicted, seem to be pretty significant. And of course, just like XRP people says, it seems to be a tad optimistic. We have not even had, a big green candle in a long time. We've just really been having a bunch of red candles throughout cryptocurrency in the market as a whole. And I remember, the past at least 3 years, there's been several times where we spike and go up 10-20 cents instantly. And now this past year, as more and more people are starting to look for alternative investments, XRP price performance is terrible. And that is why I'm believing that when price moves, it will be rather quick, not to let people FOMO into the market. All right, Android developer, exciting blockchain banking application. As we can see, credit cards, debit cards with blockchain and cryptocurrency. And then right here, shared by Lionel, as we can see, overview of the role as compliance and monitoring officer. So right here with blockchain, job description. And as we can see here, XRP is listed with Bitcoin, Ethereum, Ripple XRP, Litecoin, Bitcoin Cash. And it says this: CF Benchmark is the first cryptocurrency index provider to have received FCA authorization as a benchmark administrator. The FCA is the Financial Conduct Authority. And as you can see here, is a world-leading regulated crypto trading platform and index provider. The firm is the first regulated entity to list futures on these assets. So we're going to see this. Again, this is validating the tokenization of assets, the demand for blockchain. Why on earth would all of these banks and fintechs, and what I like most is RippleNet is named right here with XRP specifically. There's no arguing that they're looking at building more integrations. Now, it doesn't always have to be RippleNet. Other institutions, since XRP is an open source protocol, can build and utilize the asset however they'd like. Now, stick around for this video. I'm going to try to be brief, but there's a few great points I want to cover here. So, just to be a little bullish, we can see Kasha right here specifically says, talking about these corridors between the Euro and the Indian Rupee, and then the British Pound and Indian Rupee on-demand liquidity corridor, which is, opened by Ripple soon. And as we can see here, we are also looking forward to implementing Ripple once it's ready to replace international transfers between these corridors. In case, we will add XRP in the next quarter in our banking system. So this was actually upon an announcement of Binance Chain, which is, the decentralized exchange, which will be linked with UK's faster payments. We got SEPA, we have NEFT and Swift networks within 48 hours. This integration will provide any BEP2 tokens trading Binance DEX direct access with the top, the world's top national currencies. Now, I've done a lot of videos on Binance Chain back in the day when it came out. I believe I put them on my other YouTube channel a while back, but I'll kind of briefly go over this. But again, right here, just so you guys understand, Kasha. This is spelled Cashaa. I'm just going to say Kasha or Kasha. As we can see right here, they are crypto-friendly business accounts. We have personal, business, and then based out of India, it appears. I did not do a lot of research into this group, but again, it just seems like, moving money, another, financial solution as well for online banking. We can see the mobile wallets and networks that they utilize. Of course, they seem to be crypto-friendly, card processing, payment gateways, and of course now connected or soon to be connected to Binance Chain, because they're looking for, enabling technology, especially Binance Chain, which is an initiative to get off of a centralized, platform. I personally like Binance, but again, Binance, as we can see right here, Binance Chain launched a while back, but this is just an article talking about this. And right here it says, together, we want to ensure the creation of a blockchain that will serve as an alternative marketplace for issuing, using, and exchanging digital assets in a decentralized manner. Right? So right here, of course, Binance was created as a native blockchain. And then where did I want to see? So right here, the first use case for Binance Chain is Binance DEX, DEX, a new decentralized exchange that aims to carry over the best features of the current Binance exchange in a decentralized manner, while also offering the benefits and security of a decentralized exchange. And again, just talking about this, there's really not as much, setup. Hopefully this will develop native liquidity to the ecosystem. And this is just another evolution that we are going to see. All right, quickly launching the platform, issuing assets, terms of application, handle very, very large loads, talking about building, the infrastructure, and to handle lots of high transaction volume. All right. And of course, that's one of the reasons why I'm bullish on BNB as well, as we've seen the price performance. So if you guys want to look into this, highly recommend it. But I just wanted to show you that. And so here's the website or the article that they released on Kasha.com. So now provides a fiat gateway for Binance Chain. And I'm just showing this quickly just to show the integrations, more and more fiat on-ramps. And then, of course, they're simply explaining that they are intending to, look, Indian rupee, of course, their market, launch that corridor along with the British pound sterling for XRP. So good to see that. All right. Institutional scale liquidity. All right, next up, this was actually shared by Ken Melendez. So just check this out right here. When you go to CoinMarketCap, you can see this silly quote by Tony Vase, a lot of people's favorite Bitcoin enthusiast. I say that with a little satire. So it's going to be Bitcoin and nothing else. So it's kind of funny to me to see, the myopic viewpoints of people. But again, I get it. If it was the first, brand name recognition, I want all cryptos to rise. I think that all boats will rise if they are legitimate and solving real problems. All right. Right here, might as well is just kind of teasing about this and, hurry up, CZ, take control of CoinMarketCap as well with the Binance acquisition. And here's another quote that CoinMarketCap is quoting, again, from Tony Vase. And he hates XRP because obviously he sees it as a threat to, Bitcoin. But again, I don't even consider that. I do not care about Bitcoin's market dominance or anything. I'm simply looking to be the backbone of the internet of value. I don't think Bitcoin is a threat as a speculative asset or store of value, whatever you want to call it. I love the technology, but there's things that are better to solve the payments problem, right? And there's going to be a bunch of use cases for other cryptocurrencies. I'm bullish on a lot of altcoins, as we know. I just don't think that there's going to be many other assets that can compete and do exactly what XRP is going to do for payments and is doing today, I might add. So right here, it takes a good 1.5 to 2 years to really understand why it's only going to be Bitcoin. Bitcoin can change the world. It's going to change your world and make you wealthier as you have more and more people doing that, purchasing these mining rigs and miners where you guys collect fees via affiliate links, and the buyer actually never makes money through mining the Bitcoin anymore, especially with all the rewards happening. It's just not the same as it used to be, 5 years ago. All right, now here's a quote right here with Tony Vase against David Schwartz, CTO of Ripple, again, highly connected, He was consulted, I believe, to work for the NSA in 1988. Has a long history of working on distributed networks, distributed ledger technology, programming, you name it. So look at this. And of course, just ignore the typos on Tony Vase's end. He's doing his best. So right here, Tony Vase, XRP consensus, okay, which is not XRP, it's how they reach agreement for transactions, is irrelevant because all the money had to be printed up front and out of thin air. All right, David Schwartz just comes back and retorts, well, Satoshi created Bitcoin out of thin air and then designed a system to distribute these Bitcoin. A person who creates value has every right to distribute that value however they see fit, and those who played no role in creating that value have no basis to judge the distribution unfair. I'm really curious. I remember when this was going on. I just don't remember what Tony replied to. So again, this was in June of 2018. Just wanted to share this, and this is by real XRP boy _XRP. All right, next up, so Stephen Bull from the DIP. This is actually Marjan Delatine. Again, for those of you that do not know, she is of Ripple. In her history, essentially, she was a former business director at Swift working and selling the GPI solution, which is a competitor to Xcurrent. This is not solving the issue that XRP can. Personally, I think that she just wanted to work with a group that obviously had the funding and the connections to really move the market and change the game in terms of the financial technology space and actually, complement the existing correspondent banking system. Swift is just processing messaging. They don't actually do the settlement. And I think that Marjan Delatine simply, wants to kind of make a dent in the universe. So right here, Delatine joins us from Swift, where she worked for 10 years, most recently in charge of selling their global payments innovation GPI offering. She also led the EMEA customer engagement for Swift GPI. Prior to Swift, she also worked at, look at these connections, of course, straight to Ripple, Euroclear, and Bank of New York Mellon. With more than 2 decades of experience in sales leadership roles, she's also gained valuable insights into the financial industry and payments infrastructures globally that will be a huge asset to the team. Now, this is just one example. I mean, we can go on and talk about, Marcus Treacher. We could talk about Monica Long. We could talk about anybody within Ripple, and you would see how high up they really are. And you can talk about the people that left Ripple to go take high roles with other banks, organizations, and government roles. It's truly just happening in front of our eyes. I've never been more convinced, or at least confident, in the success of the XRP system. All right, so check this video out, 30 seconds, just talking about this new announcement. Less than 4% of the validators of the XRP ledger are handled by Ripple. Now, keep in mind, people say, oh, Bitcoin is centralized, or no, it's more decentralized. You can argue against it or, with it, it doesn't really matter. It's all about perspective. I'm just saying, in my opinion, not financial advice, do your own research, that XRP has the highest probability of changing the game as an open sourced protocol. So the rest of these validators are run by independent parties. So listen to this quick clip.
When you compare Ripple, for instance, XRP, compared to Bitcoin or Ethereum, because at the end is the consensus protocol between the validators, we do have, I think, 150 validators across the globe, and less than 4% of that is handled by Ripple. The rest of that is actually by independent parties that ensure the consensus between the ledgers. So yes, there has been lots of work in ensuring that the governance is evolving with the needs and is not really just handled by one party.
Now, you can also argue that, okay, sure, the consensus mechanism, the governance is decentralized, but XRP is centralized. You can argue for any point. Personally, I don't look to really debate the semantics because I'm just looking at XRP as an investment opportunity to get an ROI. But let me know your thoughts down below. But to me, whatever you believe, it doesn't really change the end game and future success or probability and likelihood of XRP. So right here, just to finish up with this latest fact, again, just backing what he just shared, just to show a quick pie chart of decentralization of the XRP ledger specifically. Ripple validators are this blue portion of 4%. The remaining 96% are non-Ripple validators. All right. And then, of course, you can become a DUNL, of course, on the unified node list to become a little bit more legit. But essentially, guys, I'm going to kind of cut it off there really quick, though. I just want to emphasize what I, emphasized on Twitter and also in my recent videos. There's nothing wrong with taking profits, de-risking, rebalancing your portfolio. But if you guys truly plan to cash out into fiat, go back into cash entirely, you are missing the entire point of owning digital assets and holding them due to their capabilities, due to their inherent nature to solve a real problem and actually rise gradually or quickly and stabilize, versus just holding, mere fiat that's being printed, devalued, backed by thin air. We are not at a gold standard right now or anything. It's backed by nothing. Right, it is simply an agreement. It's almost no different than, Bitcoin. It's just a consensus. It's a societal construct that gives these assets value. And as we can see, more and more groups, jobs, we're hiring for more and more jobs. We can see integrations, connections. And even if, Binance Chain, we're going to see more and more decentralized exchanges being built and gateways and capabilities. I just really, really want to emphasize what is occurring right in front of our eyes. I cannot wait to see the new liquidity metrics for XRP specifically. I don't want to just see the exchanges, as we can see when you click exchanges, if my computer decides to load. But essentially, you can kind of see that. I'm really excited to see where this future goes. I've been watching a lot of what State Street is saying. I've been looking into BlackRock, Fidelity with ErisX. I've been looking at these giants talking about where this industry is going, and I think they really, really do know what is up. Especially, I know Digital Asset Investor just covered a recent blog by I Am Legion talking about, the World Bank Summit. Things of that nature, guys. So remember, Ripple, the name of the company, it's also referred to as, it's also used to refer to their global payment software solution and network, RippleNet. And they call this a turnkey solution for a reason, a turnkey solution that allows participants to transact directly. No intermediaries, disintermediation, no more going through, 8 to 9 steps or messages. It's just truly happening. The transaction itself of XRP, 3 to 5 seconds, maybe between the domestic rails and the local exchanges, that can be, 2 to 5 minutes. Regardless, that is a lot quicker and cheaper. Like, you guys, if you look into the cost savings, 40 to 70% at least is insane compared to waiting 2 to 6 days and risking losing your payments. I could talk about this forever. If I ever find somewhere quiet and I have a little more time, I'd love to do maybe a live stream or just some interviews where we just kind of talk. It's super laid back and informal and we can just kind of speculate together. But I just don't want to hype things up. I'm just trying to report a few things I like to see. And it's just, the upside is there. I am unbelievably bullish in the future of XRP. Do I now know how high it can go? No. Do I know when exactly it's going to do that? No. But until then, I'm going to keep reporting this. You guys can, watch. It doesn't matter. I'm going to keep doing these videos because I genuinely enjoy sharing this information. And I hope that I, add value. Hopefully I inspire you guys to do your own research and, really question everything, whether you agree or don't agree with me. I think that, I'm trying to be transparent so you know where I stand. So there's going to be a lot of other assets that are, special and succeed as well. There's going to be a lot of them that fail. But I think that specifically in the payments, area of specifically for settlement, XRP is going to be one of the biggest winners. So with that, guys, I appreciate it. I will see you in the next video.